everyone who has an IQ above room temperature or has any spiritual connection to reality knows that the world is in a state of incredible change, or flux, as it's called, and that we've passed a point of no return, a demarcation line, a event horizon. We came to the crossroads, and humanity made the right decision. We decided against austerity and eugenics and technocracy and robot control. The globalists may have decided for it, but humans from the continent of Africa to the continent of South America, to the continent of Asia, to the continent of North America, to Russia, to Europe, in every election and in every vote, both economically and culturally, are saying no to the globalist plan. And so we came to the crossroads. As I said, we had come to them about 5 years ago. And we made the right turn on the road towards God, towards justice, towards the future. Wasn't about being liberal, wasn't about being conservative, wasn't about being straight, wasn't about being gay, wasn't about being a man or a woman, wasn't about being brown or pink or having a beard or not having a beard. It was about what was in our heart and goodwill versus bad will. The global social engineer's greatest power has been that they've been over the top and so outrageously evil that the average person who's not like that, who has a conscience, who has just a sense of human connectivity, or what the liberals try to claim they have, but we just really have it, a sense of community. They have gone so far towards trying to drum the humanity out of us that they pushed us all the way back to the other side in a full circle, and humanity came back just like that. The president needs spiritual support. The president needs to know that we understand the big choices that have been made. Because as we go down this path, as we begin to pick up steam for human development and human longevity and human productivity and human expansion and all of that comes with it, look what we've done so far. It's unbelievable. Well, this is just baby steps. This is a one-year-old taking their first few hesitant steps into the future. But that outrages the Satanist. That outrages the control freaks, because if you develop, you're not going to need them anymore. You've got to be stunted and arrested so they can rule you. Because by their very definition, the social engineers are stunted. Because they were engineering planetary rule because only slaves can be ruled. They were engineering slaves. I'm not engineering anything. I'm blowing holes in the cage. And I believe in you, and I believe you're going to come out. And I can't believe how ineffectual and pathetic they are. They think they're attached to anything to me. I mean, I've already blown, with your help, so many holes in their operation that I'm just here with actually super positive, super upbeat, super excited. Because I know God's in control and not these child molesters and devil worshipers who think they set the confines of the world, they define reality. No, you don't. So that said, humanity has begun its walk down the right road, but the crossroads is only like 20 feet behind us, and standing back there, calling our name is the siren song. Come back, you're failing, you're losing, it's not good, you're going to die. We don't want to have a depression to get you back in line. We're going to have nuclear war as we see peace, as we see the economy come back. And we're like, well, that's not what's happening. And things look so much better off in the future if we just follow God's plan. But no, come back. Come back. We're going to get you if you don't. Don't listen to that. And it's all a giant con of slave masters and their slaves, and they're all slaves. The slave master is more of a slave than a slave, trying to control the universe, trying to control an explosion of consciousness. When you can't control an explosion of consciousness, all you can do is meet it, commune with it, and dream with it, and then hope to have a future with it. Because destiny like that, like the double helix of DNA, is an intertwining. It is a merger. It is a synthesis. It is not control. It's turning loose. The system tells you to turn loose all day, but they mean turn loose of your destiny to go with turning it loose. They're the ones that can't turn it loose. The average globalist is the most neurotic, pathetic, unhappy person in the world. They could have $1 billion. They could have 10 billion. These people are enslaved by their worship of the world. They're empty. And so we have begun down this better road, but you have to understand there are other crossroads ahead. And we look at this time we're living in and think of it as some great challenge. This is going to be looked back on as a cakewalk. This is going to be looked back on as one of the easiest, happiest times we've ever seen in our existence as a species. And we're going to go, oh my God, this was the dinging between the bell and the next big round. We thought this was hard because we weren't conscious. We were sitting on the bench, drinking some water. We were putting some Vaseline on our face, our heads ringing. If you think this calm before the next storm is a challenge, I feel sorry for you. This is a baby step, a beta test for what's going to win for us in the future. Because not everybody's going to make it. And I mean your children. None of you will make it. Some of you watching right now, some of your grandchildren, are going to make it to the next level of human development. I know it as a fact. I've already seen it. But I have a lot of sorrow for those of you that are serving the system, because you're going to be so betrayed by the system, you're not going to know what to do. But I have even more pain for people that believe in God, but believe the churches, that there's not going to ever be legitimate suffering. And so you're going to think you've been betrayed by God. You're going to think you're living through the tribulation when you're only living in a simulation of the true tribulation to come, because God doesn't ever put anything in front of us we're not ready for. You're in training camp. You're in two-a-days, and you're like a fifth grader in Little League, in Pop Warner. You're not in the NFL. And I look at these soulless, worldly people that think they're controlling this dimension, and they think they have power, and it really makes me sad for them, because they don't have any idea what leadership is. They don't have any idea what the human species is. They have no connection to their genetics. They have no connection to the bigger plan. I've already covered this some, but I think I should really go back and look at this again, because we saw the American people elect Donald John Trump over a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. It was back in November of 2016. And then we saw Brennan and Clapper and Mudd and all of them go on TV with their paid gigs at CNN and MSNBC and say that Trump would soon be overthrown, that Trump was a traitor. Phil Mudd said the deep state's going to kill this guy. And so now we see the economy coming back, Americana coming back, our military being rebuilt, our borders being secured, thousands of companies coming back. And then these very same people go on CNN, MSNBC, all the usual channels and say, we want a depression to stop Trump. And they go on and they say, we want to bully not just the head of Homeland Security when she's out at dinner, but we want to kick Sanders, the press secretary, out of the Communist Hen restaurant there in D.C., there in Virginia, outside D.C., and we want to go out and confront all of them because they're Nazis, because a week and a half ago, the former head of the CIA said so. So you've got Brennan saying overthrow the Trump administration, have the cabinet turn against the president, and implement the 25th Amendment. And then you've got the former CIA head as well, who was involved in all the illegal spying, former head of the NSA, you name it, coming out and saying, again, a week and a half ago, that the president is a Nazi and that stopping families at the border and unaccompanied children is like Dachau, Auschwitz, or Buchenwald. That's a tweet. And then he defended it all over the news. So you've got all these individuals running around like mad dogs using tactics that have been used to overthrow third world countries and enemies of the U.S. But now these are the enemies of the U.S. on the communist Chinese payroll, the corporate payroll, the EU payroll, the Microsoft payroll, the Google payroll. That's who they are. And they're telling you that you're a bad person and that we're going to go after you now. So that's a talking point from all these former CIA heads, NSA heads, Donnie Deutsch on MSNBC, CNN, that go out and get in the face of Trump supporters, make them submit to you because they're Nazis, because CNN, don't forget this, put out the fake photo with the fake video with other children dubbed over it crying, saying the little girl was separated from her mother when the mother and the father and everybody went public and said, no, she's been deported before 2013. She came back. She was put in an immigrant family center. It's only when they can't tell who's who, and most of these kids, 83% we now learn, are unaccompanied by parents, that you then get put in a separate area because you're not going to put kids in general population. It's all a hoax. And then Tom Arnold, who was obnoxious and a joke and an empty vessel, a flesh bag, a blood bag, when he was around decades ago, I couldn't stand him. And then he goes on television Friday, and I didn't even really counter it. But I said it's a total hoax for his Vice TV show. I just said it's a total lie. Why would somebody's lawyer meet him in a hotel where Arnold was staked out with Vice for days, knowing where Cohen was staying? Cohen comes out, poses for a selfie. Even local news said, no, we were there. He talked 20 seconds, nothing happened. He goes on TV and says, it's all true. Trump's corrupt. Trump's going down. And then CNN and others defend it. Well, Arnold's just an entertainer. He's just having fun. That's what they hide behind in Hollywood. Like when Joe Rogan, my old friend, says, oh, Jones is wrong about Anthony Bourdain and the Clintons being after him, and maybe he was assassinated. And then when Joe gets confronted, he goes, oh, I'm just an entertainer. I mean, this is just total mental patient behavior from Tom Arnold. But I saw articles in the Houston Chronicle. I saw them in the Statesman this morning. I was checking to see what government propaganda was saying. It was like, Tom Arnold's funny. Tom Arnold plays a joke. Tom Arnold, you know, ha, ha, ha. He's an actor. And it's no, he got up on television and lied about what Trump's lawyer said when those that have actually gotten all of his seized stuff say there's nothing there. That's a whole crime that they seized somebody's lawyer's personal stuff because it's not about Russiagate. It's about everything else now. So they lie about a little girl at the border being separated from her parents. They lie about the Tom Arnold stuff. And then we wonder why they lie. And you go, why do they lie so much? Because they already got caught lying. So they have nothing to lose. Even USA Today admitted on Friday, okay, it's not true. But I, this morning, was getting gas. And people say three things to me, and it's a minority of folks. I shook 400 hands in Hawaii, 300, 400 hands. 3 women came up, got in my face and said that I was a Russian spy and all this other crap. But they say 3 things. And today I'm sitting there getting gas at like 11 when I'm going to a business meeting, an intel meeting, and they go, you and your Russian boss are going down, and F you for what you've done to those children. And I said, it's always the same. I go, what did I do? And the woman's like, 2 things over, get gas. She goes, F you. There's no intellect. It's like I'm television. It's like she saw a Pokemon she was trying to capture or something. It's like I'm not real. She just is. I did something to children. I collapsed Latin America. I was a woman through the desert with a small child who should get arrested for doing it. Anybody should. And I did something. I'm the bad man. And it's just that feeling good. See, it's a simulation. It's not about being real. It's not about actually standing for something or changing the world. It's about pointing your finger at somebody and feeling good. How many live feeds have you seen where I'm out on the street in Austin or wherever, and people go, F you, you Russian? And I'm the most pro-gun, pro-private property, pro-America guy around. Everybody knows that. And here are these leftists that hate America and hate flyover country and love Russia when it was run by communists and love China today, and then they point at the real thing. And I don't say I'm the real thing like, you know, I'm at the end of a pot of gold here like a rainbow. I'm just saying, I stand for what I stand. Globalists think I'm mentally ill and Trump's mentally ill because we don't see the greater picture of world government and how dumb the public is and the greater cause of our power. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to screw everybody over. Exactly. But you can point, and one of the minions of the system, who isn't even part of it, that woman never got invited to the Kissinger group. That woman never got offered $10 million a year to sell out. That woman was never offered 3 Fox News television shows. That woman wasn't offered starring roles in major movies. That woman just sits there at the gas station and points at me like she's this superior person when I bet you all the tea in China she'd sell her whole family out to be on some stupid reality TV show. You know damn well she would. You could put a gun to my head and I wouldn't F anybody over because I've got my integrity. And I'm sick of these people that have no integrity and no soul pointing at me and telling me, can we queue up to close out the broadcast? If not, it's okay. That clip I wanted to play, it's of Maxine Waters at a rally saying, he's a traitor. Americans are awake to it. And, you know, Trump's being mean and people are booing his secretaries. Oh, my God, our forefathers fought Hitler and got killed, but we got to get booed. We're so scared, Maxine Waters. We have that? It's all right. The point is the video's on Infowars.com. It's on PrisonPlanet.com. And it's just the mindset and the way they operate. Yeah, there's the article. And just how stupid it is. And then you wonder, how are people buying into this? So you've got a bunch of discredited former CIA directors and people that think they run the government saying they're about to remove Trump and threatening his cabinet. You've got all these people trying to go around and harass and terrorize and make up lies when Trump has fixed Obama's issues with the border that he triggered by saying, come up here. And then even when Trump says, fine, we'll try to not separate the few percentage of kids that do get separated, and they double down and say, no, we want totally open borders, which is world government and the end of the country. So it's totally clear what's going on. And so it's a choice. Are you an idiot of these people, or do you want a future? It's not that me and Trump are perfect. It's that we're pro-human. We want a pro-human future. And we've gone over that crossroads. And the system's calling back saying, hey, are you sure you don't want to come back here? And I'm like, no, I'm not turning into a pillar of salt. I'm moving on to the promised land. It's a long haul. It's not a utopia, but we don't want to be under your control anymore. It's that simple. And that's why I'm very, very thankful for all of you, and why I appreciate you all, because this is history. And the fact that we're just together talking, the fact that we're here aware of all this, that's the real issue. They say the journey is the destination. We're all here together, learning the truth together. That's what's beautiful.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Extendowise, the latest product from InfoWarsLife.com. Extendowise, the latest product from InfoWarsLife.com, fuses all the known compounds that have been proven to be good for our hearts and cardiovascular system. And listen, everybody's got a heart. Well, actually, maybe Hillary and George Soros don't, but everybody else has a heart, and this product is amazing. So, if you have a heart and you want the very best product out there that's designed to aid a healthy heart, cardiovascular system, it's ExtendaWise, available at InfoWarsLife.com. And like all of our products are game changers, this baby is the most souped up, awesome version the top formulators can come up with and still be affordable. It's one of the very best heart pills out there. It's ExtendaWise. So, get some for yourself and family and friends. It's got the very best fish oil from the fjords. It's very, very pure, very, very clean, and has the EPA type that is specifically good for the heart, cardiovascular system. It's got the properly formulated type of CoQ10 and more. It is ExtendaWise, now available at InfoWarsLife.com.